It is great to see you for another edition of Saints Tonight here on CST. Glad you're with us, everyone, alongside my Super Bowl champ Scott Shanley and my Hall of Famer Deuce McAllister. I'm Victor Howell. Our Saints insider Mike Neighbors and Eric Ritchie will join us momentarily with reports from the Superdome as we look back on the Saints making it 5 in a row today over the Chicago Bears. It's good to have Deuce back from the road after being on the road last week at Lambeau Field. More with him in just a moment. Scott, this morning on Saints Game Day, we talked about the position of getting there and trying to grab momentum, first of 2 at home. It kind of took a while. I mean, it seemed like it was lethargic in the Dome. The teams, the fans, the environment, it just seemed a little sluggish.
I saw a lot of people checking their cell phones and checking their social media throughout the game because this game was not very entertaining for a long time, and you just got that feeling that it was a matter of time before one or two big plays happened in the game, and it ended up getting interesting late. But this was a game that we talked about this morning. The Saints had to win this game. You look at games around the league, and there's not any gimmies in the NFL. But when you look at wins at the end of the season, there's certain games that you say, how did we lose that game? And you didn't want that to happen today with this Bears team. They've been lethargic on offense all year, played solid defense, but this was a game you had to get.
They certainly did make it interesting down the stretch. And Deuce, to his point, what we talked about this morning, I asked him, you hear in sports all the time where you talk about a must-win. I was asking Scott, was this game, could you describe this one as a can't-lose for the Saints? You've won 4 in a row for the first time since 2013. You're in first place. You're back at home for the first of 2. Would you agree with that assessment, or what was your thoughts coming in to this game for the Saints today?
Well, you'd have been very, very disappointed if you did lose this game, and that was really because when you look at the rosters up and down, you're a better team than the Chicago Bears team. The Chicago Bears team is getting better, but they are not on the level as the Saints. And, you know, it took a little while. We wondered and questioned, okay, what needs to happen for Chicago to win this game? Well, a couple of those things did happen, and that was the turnovers and then some miscommunications on some coverages, things of that nature. But the Saints were still able to pull it out, which shows that you are maturing and you are a pretty good team when you have to be.
That is a good sign when some of the bounces start going your way and you take advantage of things that maybe not always happen on your side at your momentum, and you still get the win, and the Saints did that. We'll talk more about some of those turnovers and issues in a moment, but let's take it back to the Dome and show you how things unfolded this afternoon with the Bears rolling in here and their young quarterback against the veteran quarterback in Drew Brees, who in the first quarter finds Brandon Coleman. Now, technically, the pass went in the air about, what, 4 yards? This turns into a 54-yard completion, and that is Drew Brees' longest of the year to date. But the drive would stall, and Will Lutz comes in from 32 yards, and he's good. But hold on a second. There's some yellow that's been thrown on the field. Take a look at Chicago's defense on the right side of the line. Clearly line up in the neutral zone. So take the points off the board. The Saints now have a 1st and goal, and on the very next play, Alvin Kamara does it, left side. So instead of 3, the Saints go 7 plays and 81 yards, just under 4 minutes, take the 3 off the board and put a 7 up, and it's 7-0 New Orleans. Here comes Mitch Trubisky, the young man taking over at quarterback for the Bears. We told you since October 9th, he has all of 2 touchdowns thrown. Last week they got a win. He had no touchdowns. The defense scored 14 points in beating Carolina. 1st and 10 from the 38. And how about this? Trubisky to Trey McBride. That's good for 45 yards. That's Chicago's big play of the first quarter. And as we head to the second, it's New Orleans up 7-0. In the second quarter, Chicago winds up ending up that drive that goes 10 plays, 67 yards. It's a 27-yard field goal for Connor Barth. Took just over 5 minutes off the clock, and the Bears have cut into the Saints' lead. It's now 7-3 New Orleans. Chicago gets the ball back. 3rd and 7 to 44. Scott, this was a meeting of the minds. Kenny Vaccaro and Cam Jordan get to Trubisky for a loss of 9. How did this play develop?
It was a great job by Dennis Allen all day, bringing pressure, disguising like they were bringing it from one side. In fact, they brought it from the other side, and just gave the offensive lineman fits, and gave the offensive lineman fits, but he gave the quarterback fits because he's got to know where to go with the ball right away, and he just didn't see that pressure.
No, he didn't. Vaccaro came in untouched out of a blur from the left side of your screen. So the Saints get the ball back. Mark Ingram, left side, cuts it back to the middle. That's good for 12. Give him a break, 2nd and 2 now, and here comes Kamara. That's good for 10 yards. Give him a break. Back comes Ingram. 1st and 10 from the 38. Mark this time goes right side. Look at a blast through that hole. Gets it inside the 20. That's good for 18 yards. How about a pass on this series? Drew Brees, 1 fake, 2 fakes. Then he looks for Josh Hill, and Hill does the rest down the middle. Tries to stretch it at the end, and holds on to the ball. He's now down to the 1-yard line, and Ingram will then cap it off. An 8-play, 80-yard drive. Yes, the ball was knocked out, but he clearly crossed the plane to the goal line. 5 rushes on that drive, 3 passes that took 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Saints up 14-3. Trubisky then finds Trey McBride again. And this is some of those coverage issues I think Deuce is talking about. He's left wide open on the left side. 25 yards on the game. 3rd and 13, and Trubisky sacked by Trey Hendrickson. That's a loss of 5, so as we're coming down the stretch of the quarter, the Bears can't keep it going for a touchdown, so Connor Barth lines up from 48 yards And this one, never had a chance. He pushed it left from the start. Chicago had the ball 3 minutes more than the Saints in the first half, but nothing really to show for it. New Orleans goes into the break, up 14-3. Go to the third quarter now. Not a lot of highlights in this one. As Scott and I were talking about, it's a little sluggish. I was wondering how Deuce was calling this action as we were in the dome today watching this, and there's not much to see here. Well, this was nice. We talked about this guy at our Saints game day show this morning. Jordan Howard, 50 yards on this running play. 102 on the day. You saw the defender line up for nothing more than to get the good angle so he didn't get beat. 3rd and 10 from the 47. It's Trey McBride again. This one for 22 yards on the 3rd and 10. But finally, the Bears get stopped on the 3rd down, so they go to the 4th down from the 25. Connor Barth, and this time it's good. 8 plays, 72 yards, and 3:31. Other than that, a really ho-hum quarter. And we go to the 4th, and it is 14-6 New Orleans. Saints have the ball, 4th and 3 from the 27 as their drive stalls. Lutz comes back onto the field, and it's good. Caps off a 7-play drive. Doink! Gets it to go in. It's 17-6 New Orleans. Now, this is where some of the issues that Deuce was discussing come into play. 2nd and 16 from the Chicago 25. Ingram gets plowed with a big hit, bounces backwards, then when he tries to go forward, he loses the ball. Deuce, you could tell, Mark frustrated on this play.
Yeah, he should have been frustrated because he got to stay inside on that one. That was just a lead draw. He felt like that he had to try to bounce it. He's got to stay inside on that play.
So he loses the football. Chicago gets the ball back on 3rd and 10 from the 27. That's Mitch Trubisky's longest run of his young career, 46 yards. Look at him just kind of weaving his way through the Saints defense. And it puts Chicago in good field position. In fact, it's 1st and goal now at the 1. Derek Cohen gets it in from 1 yard out. Oh, my goodness, it's 17-12. There's no way Chicago's going to come back and win this thing, huh? Sean, really? 2-point attempt by the Bears to make it 17-14. Trubisky back to pass, but here comes A.J. Klein. He blasts Trubisky in the backfield, and the pass to Kendall Wright is incomplete, so it stays 17-12. Saints get the ball back. 2nd and 9 from the 21. We showed you Brees' longest pass of the season in the first. It's good for 54. This one, maybe his longest pass in the air. How does Ted Ginn Jr. Deuce come up with this ball?
I have no idea. You know, the defender never sees it, and the ref lets him get away with a subtle push there on Jackson. But, I mean, I have no idea how Ted Ginn Jr. Catches this ball.
Somehow he got it turned around, and he was able to make the catch. And now the Saints are in great shape. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Ingram again. This time, flat-out strip. But Deuce, as we look at it again with Mark carrying the ball, did he have it the way you want to carry it? How did this ball come out?
He has it the way I want him to carry it. He squeezes it. Yards don't matter here. Just go down. You know, he's fighting for that extra yard. It doesn't matter. I mean, because now you're just running out clock. So you just got to squeeze it here. Just go down. He's got it 2 hands on it, but he's got 2 guys on his legs as well, and he's just got to squeeze that all the way down.
You see right there how the ball got stripped out right before he went down, so the Bears take advantage with the turnover. 4th and 1. Trubisky back to pass, looking for Kendall Wright, and it's overthrown. So the Saints are in good shape. By the way, Kendall Wright, 2 catches. He was targeted 8 times. But the Saints can't salt this thing away. You get a 1st down and this thing's over, but they can't. So Lutz comes on the field. There's always that worry of a blocked field goal, but he gets it away. It's clean, squeaks it in from the right side, and it's 20-12. So that means a touchdown and a 2-point conversion could still happen. You just got to stop on the kickoff, right? Cohen from deep in his end zone. Uh-oh. Somebody. Will Lutz makes the tackle, but guess what? He also gets called for a horse collar tackle. So on top of the tackle, he gets the penalty. But you know what? That might be the best penalty this season because he saved what could have been the touchdown and add the 2-point conversion. Let's not discuss what Sean was saying like that. Not happy. Let's put it that way. Chicago now has the ball. 2nd and 15. Saints game day. MVP, Scott Shanley. Here he is. Marshawn Lattimore. He comes through with the big play. The Saints bench is telling him to get down. I guess instinctively you just feel like you got to keep running. Bottom line is he holds on to the football. He gets it past midfield, and that would salt this thing away. It wasn't pretty, but in the end, and we talk about the standings next week, there won't be a judge of whether or not it was pretty. It'll just look like a W, and the Saints get it. To go to 5-2, they've won 5 straight. Brees, 23 of 28. Saints, the first win without a Brees passing touchdown since October of 2009. You got to go back a little ways for that one. Mark Ingram, some nice yards from the scrimmage, but those 2 fumbles late will certainly sting and something they will discuss. But in the end, the Saints start their 2-game homestand with a nice win against the Bears.
Obviously, It's a good win. You know, we found a way to make it interesting. We're going to have to clean up some of those mistakes and some of the things that they're going to hurt us when we play a better team. Credit Chicago, they fought hard, stayed in it, and you know, fortunately we were able to come out with the win. Defense did a great job getting the turnover.
At that point in time, I sucked. My ball security sucked. My game sucked. And I just got to not be sucky like that so I could help my team win. And, you know, the game was close because of me fumbling. We were supposed to ice the game, and bottom line is I was terrible. And that almost hurt my teammates, but I'm glad I have a good team, some teammates that was able to pull through for me.
So I think you get an idea of what Mark Ingram felt about his game this afternoon. The yardage was certainly there, but definitely those turnovers. Deuce, you mentioned it earlier, so let's start right there as one of the topics we can talk about. Again, this was a sluggish afternoon. It seemed like the teams just really couldn't get a flow. You thought maybe the Saints would put their foot on their throat and put them away, but as we talked about, it just wasn't all there this afternoon. Then all of a sudden, they kind of let the Bears back into this because of those turnovers.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I mean, because, you know, at the end of the day, yes, you won the game. I mean, but you can go back and you can look at, you know, whether you want to look at it from an offensive standpoint of cleaning up the turnovers, you know, going better than 3 for 8 on third down, finishing out drives. There are a lot of things that they didn't do, but they ended up with the win. You know, I'll let Scott tell you a little bit defensively what they have to clean up. So, you know, from an offensive standpoint, you won, but you're still not playing well. So there's room to build on. There's something to get better at, which I think makes it even better.
Yeah, and certainly the players all talk about that and the fact that they are winning and they haven't been playing all of their best football. But these turnovers now, do you start to get concerned when you see a pattern? Because you were there, of course, on the radio call 1 week ago. Let's go back 1 week ago because it was 2 interceptions from Drew Brees. No touchdowns today, no picks today. But twice against Green Bay, they're close to the end zone, and he gets picked off. And then today, when you're trying to put the game away, 2 costly fumbles that gave Chicago a reason to believe we still have a chance to win this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they're different situations. I mean, and that's the thing that hurts you. I mean, both of them, you're almost right there either in the red zone or friend's red zone, and so that means you're about to get points, whether it's a field goal or touchdowns. And you know, one situation you're icing a game, and that's when you never can have a turnover, but you allowed it to happen. So I mean, from a standpoint of being able to coach and do things better, that's where the Saints are going to have to make sure that they do so, and that's the coaches and the players are going to have to make sure that they can lock in because, yes, they're winning the games, but there are things that they can correct and go back and do better that'll help them.
Scott and I have discussed this quite often on Saints Game Day, and it'd be interesting to get your take here as we shift from the turnovers and what's happening on offense. Let's talk about a different aspect of the offense, and that is Drew Brees and the passing game. We've been talking about it. We haven't seen that pass that we saw late in the game, the 53-yarder, might be his longest attempt in terms of a ball in the air that we've seen this season. His longest pass was 54 yards in the first quarter. The ball went 4 yards. The receiver did the rest. Saints look like they're running a little more of that screen game now, and we've kind of seen them do this in the past, the Pierre Thomas sort of look, if that's fair to say. What have you been seeing as you've been calling the games now? And Scott often talks about Drew Brees' mentality. He's so smart. If he doesn't have to throw it long, he finds a way to do it underneath. Are you seeing that kind of evolvement in this offense?
Well, the one thing that you did see today with that Bears defensive front is how they got after the quarterback. And so if they're going to get after the quarterback like that, then he's going to throw it underneath or the screen game. And this is just setting up a nice play. This is making that defensive front, okay, you want to rush the passer? Well, I'm going to set up the screen. And that's what they took advantage of, and that's the aggression of that front. And Mark did a really good job of running the screen, whether it was inside or outside. And, you know, this one here, he's going to be upset at himself because if he can avoid that, I hate guys jumping. You know, I hate it, whether it's Mark or Kamara or whomever, because you kind of see how much of the body control that you don't have, and so that's what you don't want to do. But Sean and Drew are doing a great job of saying, hey, look, if the pass is not there, check it down. He was going up top. But the corner and the safety were deep to be able to cover Ted Ginn Jr. on that play. So Drew just took the safe play and checked it down to Alvin Kamara. But, you know, we saw the double screen. You see the double screen. You knew something was up because the Saints are very, very rare in a pro set, you know, and that's 2 guys at 5 yards, split flow. Both of them run a quick screen. They throw the inside pass to Josh, and, you know, he gets almost 19 yards. He almost scores.
So, Scott, take us on the defensive side. I know I'm trying to put you in the mindset of the opponents of the Saints now, but if the Saints start doing more of this with the screen, how does it change the defensive attack if, because they're trying to get to the quarterback, as Deuce mentioned, the Saints will say, all right, I'm just going to dump it down and we'll go that way?
Well, defensively, defensive players hate screen passes. Defense coordinators hate screen passes because what screen passes are there to do is to slow a defense down, to get them to think, to slow down a defensive front who's just firing off the ball, getting pressure. But I think today's attack by the Saints throwing all those screen passes had a large part to do with the Chicago Bears linebackers. Besides Trevathan, they're pretty young at linebacker. When you have young linebackers, they're not real disciplined with their eyes. They're all over the field. You give them, like Deuce was talking about the play with the split backs. They both went out, linebackers left, the middle of the field is wide open. Those are the things Sean Payton and Drew Brees, this offense, they know how to get the matchups they want. They took advantage of the youth at the Chicago linebackers, Chicago Bears linebacker position. So you saw that throughout the game, and they're just going to keep doing it until you solve it.
Deuce was talking about Mark Ingram and some of the passes he had. Also, Alvin Kamara, he had 3 catches for 48 yards, also rushed 8 times for 28 yards. After the ball game, he spoke with our Saints insider, Mike Neighbors.
Let's talk about the opening drive to score and set the tone. How important was that for this team?
It was important, you know, just coming out and having a scoring drive on your first possession. I mean, it makes a big difference, you know. Crowd energy, sideline. I mean, and then it gives the defense confidence going out onto the field.
You were drafted to this football team. You knew about Drew Brees throwing the football, but the run game has been so important in this 5-game winning streak. Just talk about taking pride in that.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it every week. I mean, me and Mark, I mean, it's an echo in the running back room. I mean, that we know when we get the running game going, I mean, it's fun. It gets fun, and it gets the offense going. So, you know, we just got to keep working and keep going.
Finally, you also knew coming in off 3 straight 7-9 seasons, this franchise wanted to turn things around. 5 wins in a row. How's this locker room feeling right now?
Feeling good. You know, we got a lot of things to correct, so we get the film watched and get better next week, but it feels good.
Alvin Kamara setting the tone for the Saints, opening touchdown in this game. Back to you guys in the studios.
Mike, thanks so much. We'll be back to you at the Dome in just a moment for more reaction from the Saints locker room. We'll also take you around the NFC South. Atlanta up in MetLife taking on the Jets. We'll show you how the Falcons fared this afternoon. And Eric Ritchie will take us behind enemy lines. Yes, a name Saints fans remember all too well, Mr. Hicks, talking afterwards with Cam Jordan. That and more as we roll on here on Saints Tonight. Glad you're back with us as Saints Tonight rolls on here on CST. A look at the final numbers behind the final score with the Saints getting their 5th straight win to go to 5-2, 20-12 over the Bears. Deuce, let's start with you first. As you look at the numbers behind the final score, anything stand out to you in particular?
Yeah, the Saints should have lost this game. I mean, you look at those numbers outside of total yards. I mean, the Bears, you go for 157. They convert at a rate of 8 of 17 and only had 1 turnover. I mean, and you scratch your head and wonder, Saints, how did you win this game? How did you pull it off? And so, you know, there's a lot to improve on, a lot of things that you have to do better, but, you know, you found a way to win ugly.
But Scott, as you look at those numbers and you listen to what Deuce has to say, I guess that's when you start realizing, you know what? Maybe things are starting to bounce our direction if you can win when the numbers aren't all in your favor.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about winning the game, and Deuce did a good job breaking down the numbers. You won't see 2 for 9 out of this Saints offense on 3rd down very often and not moving the chains. But I look at 2 plays in the game, changed everything. It was the offsides penalty by Chicago on that first drive where Saints ended up getting a touchdown and then a missed field goal. So you have all those points. It would have been an entirely different game at the end, but that's not the Saints' problem. That's the Bears' problem, and all you can do is control what you can control, and they pulled out a win. That's all they've been doing all year.
Well, and the Zach Miller non-touchdown.
Yeah, that's true, too.
How much does this game change if that's a touchdown?
It's a lot of points.
Yeah,
a lot of points.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, and we're going to touch on that in just a moment when Eric Ritchie takes us behind enemy lines. But first, we want to go back into the Saints locker room for more reaction. Kenny Vaccaro. We should start more rumors early in the season about Kenny Vaccaro being in trouble being on the bench, because, my goodness, he leads the team with 9 tackles, had 2 for a loss. We've seen him having turnovers over the last couple weeks. Another big game from Mr. Vaccaro, who talked to Mike and gave his thoughts about the big win.
I got to play strong safety this game a lot more, and I wanted to remind everybody what goes down when I get back in the box. That was about it.
What kind of year has this been for you? I mean, you've had your ups and you've had your downs, but a lot of ups lately.
No, I just had 1 bad half. That was it. And the rest has been old KV. You can watch the film if you don't believe me.
Right. Did that motivate you, though? I mean,
Yeah, a little. At the same time, though, you can't, like I said earlier, if a player's the real deal, you can't keep him down. There's going to be a time, like I told when I was explaining with Marshawn, I didn't have a good half, but my second half against Minnesota wasn't me. Got it cleaned up. It's a wrap.
You guys had a 5-game winning streak back in 2013, but it was completely different. The offense was different, the defense somewhat different. Just talk about this 5-game winning streak and how much pride the defense takes in helping it.
It's a different team, man. Every year when you put that 53-man roster together, it's different. The vibe is different. The chemistry is different. The leaders are different. We win different. Every year I think you win different. And this year we've been playing better on defense, and we've been playing complementary football, possession football, and that's what's winning. before. I mean, we're putting 30, 40 points on people, and that's how we're winning games. But this is a different year, and that's all I got to say about it.
And finally, moving forward, just the way this defense has played, some breaks that you've gotten, some plays that you've made, how's the confidence moving forward now?
It's good. Like I said, when you keep stacking these dubs, keep winning games, you're going to get more and more confidence. We got a really, really young team. I'm the old head out there, and I'm 26. Feels weird. But they're going to keep improving. So the sky's the limit as far as defense side of the ball. I mean, once we get a few things cleaned up, it's going to be crazy what we do.
Appreciate your time. Kenny Vaccaro all over the football field for the New Orleans Saints defense. Back to you guys in the studio.
Mike, thanks. And sticking with that Saints defensive theme, we'll go back to some more of our talking points about the Saints getting the win, and I take it back to the end of Saints game day this morning. Much like we did 1 week ago with the Saints going into Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers on the bench, a young quarterback without a lot of experience. Scott talked about make him feel uncomfortable early. Scott's key again this morning. Trubisky coming in here, not used to maybe the scheme in the dome where it could be very unfriendly. You talked about trying to make this Bears team one-dimensional. Look, Howard had 102 yards rushing. We talked about what he could do out of that Chicago backfield, but that wasn't enough to get him to get it done for the Bears today. Did the Saints succeed in what you wanted to see them do, which was make it all fall on Trubisky's shoulders?
Yeah, well, the key was to get a fast start, because in games like this, we said it was a trap game today. You want to start fast. You want to make the Bears do something that they don't want to do. They were able to run the ball a lot longer than even I thought they would. Trubisky ended up throwing the ball to try to get him back in the game late. But if you don't get these guys behind the chains, you don't get to bring the pressure. And that's what Dennis Allen started to do. Defensively, they started to bring the pressure. They were in 3rd and 10 plus a lot. And when you get this type of team, you get a rookie quarterback in a hostile environment, it does not bode well for them. But Howard did a good job running today. Trubisky, as the game wore on, got a little more comfortable, but you just saw way too many Saints guys around him all day, hitting him, bringing pressure. Dennis really started to open up the blitzing packages as the game went along, and this Saints defense was in a little bit of a feeding frenzy.
And you saw the numbers there. He only 7 of 20 in the second half, so when they needed him the most, he was only getting 52 yards in that second half. Deuce, to your point about some of the stats, some of those big third down conversions came from Trubisky through the air. He was able to get some big passes on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. But to the defense's credit, they may have bent during those, but at some point they finally stood tall and they stopped the Bears.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you know, if you watch the Saints, they will show you blitz or they're coming, but then they'll come out. You know, they'll leave that space. And so one of the things that they were able to do early on was send pressure maybe from one side, show that we're coming from the left, but send pressure from the right side. At time Vaccaro was able to get his sack, you know, and later on they're going to show you double A gap, but then they leave. And so I think one time there was a penalty. Next time they show you double A gap again, and then they come. And so they were able to mix it up. And the one thing that you're going to be upset about is you can't allow a quarterback to run for 40-plus yards. And what they got caught on was a twist, and he saw it, and there was nobody there. I think it was probably cover 2 man under. And so once that twist doesn't happen and nobody's there, you can run.
Yeah, and he did that to the tune of 43 yards on that one big play, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Now, Deuce touched on it. Zach Miller gets an unbelievable pass from Trubisky in the end zone, comes down with it. They review it. He winds up not getting the touchdown, and then on top of that, gets carted off by busting up his leg. It was almost a sympathy play where you almost feel like you have to give it to him because of that. But it really turned the tide in this game. It was a big moment for the Bears that they wound up losing, and Eric Ritchie touches on that topic and more as he takes you behind enemy lines.
Even though head coach John Fox said his entire team played hard, this was a despondent Bears locker room afterwards. Very few players wanted to speak, and those that did really didn't have much to say. So our focus behind enemy lines centered around ex-Saint Akeem Hicks. It's been 3 years almost since you've been back in this building. What did it feel like?
You know, it felt like it's real familiar. Let's put it that way. You come in, you see the lights, you see, you know, familiar sounds, familiar things. You know, it was home for a while, but you know, moved on.
Take us through the first sack when you got Drew.
It was like an inside move, worked inside move, came through, and Drew had to hit, so it was great coverage. And I just came around and finished it off. And I know Drew likes to, you know, curl up and try to lay down, so I had to make sure I had a good grip on him and took him to the ground.
Afterwards, a lot of love. Obviously, you and Cam changing jerseys. What was that like, feeling like it?
That's my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother, you know, with or without football. It's always so. You know, at the end of the day, it was just good to see, you know, some friends that I had on the team.
Part of the reason for the somber mood, besides just the loss, was the gruesome injury to tight end Zach Miller, whose touchdown catch was overruled as he was being carted off the field.
We need a cart!
He was taken to the hospital. He did dislocate his knee. They're further evaluating him, so he'll be in our thoughts and prayers on the flight home.
That's a tremendous loss. You know, the Z-Man going down. You know, he's
big in the momentum, and he always gets us fired up. He knows exactly what to say and do at that, making that big play. And just for him to go down, it's a tremendous loss. But, we have to find, ways to keep moving forward.
If there was anything that brought a smile afterwards, it was when Tariq Cohen was asked if the refs thought he was short on his 4th down touchdown plunge.
The ref originally called it that you were short. Did you see that call that he said you weren't in? And obviously they fixed it.
When he said I was short, I thought he was talking about my height, but I knew I scored. Like, it wasn't a doubt in my mind.
Bears rookie quarterback Mitchell Trubisky said the Saints defense mixed it up a bit and brought more pressure, especially from the back end, than the Bears were expecting. Behind enemy lines at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, I'm Eric Ritchie for Saints Tonight.
Eric, thanks so much. We did not want to show you that Zach Miller play again, especially in slow motion, because it is not something fun to see. It was horrible. The fact that he's torn 2 ligaments, possibly 3. Forget about being season-ending. It could be career-ending. But, Deuce, when it comes down to the fact that this has to do with the game, it was very odd. Here he is. We all saw the replay in the Dome. We all wanted to turn away. Yet everybody's cheering because they overruled the catch and saying, here's a guy whose career might be over down on the field. But when it comes to part of the game, that was a huge turning point for an outstanding pass from Trubisky and what looked like an unbelievable catch by Miller.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about perfect passes, perfect throws, and catches. That was definitely one that ranks up there. And it's just unfortunate that, from the ref's explanation of it, that the ball hit the ground and he didn't get his hand up under it, so it moved a little bit on him. Well, we know why it moved. I mean, because the guy is obviously in pain, and he felt that his knee shifted, and you send your thoughts and prayers out to him, and hopefully it's something that he can overcome. But yes, for the Saints, it ended up being a great call as far as being an incomplete, but obviously it was a great momentum turn or swing for the Saints as well.
It really was, because it was an outstanding pass, but you take those points off the board and it changed things a lot for the Saints getting that win. Of course, another big player for the Saints this afternoon, Will Lutz, came through. He got the help from one of the goalposts on one of those kicks when he needed it. Doesn't matter how it went through, right? It still counts as 3 points. He talked to Mike after the game.
Saints kicker Will Lutz joining me. Big win for you guys and 2 big field goals in a game that had this kind of tempo.
Yeah, 5 in a row. That's huge. It feels good to get a win where you play a big part in it. We had a great operation all day. You got rookie snapper here, Zach Wood, and Morstead is always good. But it was good for the special teams today. Yeah.
Your comfort level in year number 2. I mean, it seems like you've really come into your own, especially since the middle of last season.
Yeah, I mean, the longer you're with the same operation, the better. So, you get a whole off season with your guys. It's a lot easier than coming in 3 days before the first game. So comfort comes with being here, so hopefully we can keep it going.
You weren't just kicking. You were out there tackling on special teams. I know it was a penalty, but it was a big tackle. I mean, could have saved some damage from those guys.
Yeah, from someone who's not taught to tackle very much, I think my natural instinct was just to dive. I hate that a penalty, happened. That could have been costly, but win's a win. That's 5 in a row.
Talk about finally the tempo of these games. I mean, you're used to high-scoring games, but it's been a lot of running, a lot of defense compared to last year. It shows you guys can win in different ways.
Yeah, I think I don't think we played our best football yet. I think we got a lot coming. I think we're very balanced right now, and hopefully we can keep this little streak alive.
I appreciate your time. Well, that's perfect on the day. 2 extra points, 2 field goals. Back to you guys in the studios.
Mike, thanks so much. No touchdowns today, no interceptions today, 1 yard shy of 300. But Drew Brees happy that the Saints got win number 5 in a row. He will talk to Mike Neighbors, and we also get the exclusive preview. What will the Brees family do for Halloween? That's next on CST. As we told you earlier, the efficiency of Drew Brees, very nice today. 23 of 28 for 299 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Another big win for the Saints as they get to 5 in a row. And once again, Drew Brees just putting his name higher and higher on the record list as he has another milestone day that came in the first half against the Bears, as he always does after each and every Saints game. Drew sat down to share his thoughts with Mike Neighbors.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. Drew Brees joins us here in the Superdome. 5 straight wins, and boy, these have been kind of different wins, every one, huh?
Yeah, each one. Listen, you can find a way to win. That's what's most important. I think it does come down to some key factors, though. I think playing complementary football first and foremost. So, that's being really smart. That's taking care of the football. That's being able to run the ball effectively and being balanced. That's defense. Being stingy. Maybe. Bend don't break at times. Hey, maybe they drive the field, but then you hold them to a field goal. Maybe offensively we get stopped, but then Thomas Morstead punts him down inside the 10-yard line, and that's just smart winning football there. That's a good formula that just puts the odds more and more in your favor. Now, none of these games have been perfect for us. You know, I mean, we've made our fair share of mistakes. We've just been able to overcome them by doing other things well. You know, today I felt like this game ended up being closer than it needed to because, you know, 2 fourth-quarter turnovers that otherwise, you know, give us points and then widen the gap, and then maybe it's a different ball game there towards the end. But I think the positive of that is it put us in a position where, you know, defensively they had to go out there and make 2 big stops, and they did that, and that was phenomenal. And really played great throughout the entire game. Knew the type of game it was going to be, playing against that team with those 2 running backs, Howard and Cohen, and the way that they ran, and Mitch Trubisky made some nice throws. But all in all, our guys kept it in front of them and did a great job and limited them to kind of the minimum. And offensively, I guess we just did enough.
You knew how good this defense was. They hadn't allowed a touchdown in over 9 quarters. How important was that opening drive to get in the end zone right away?
Yeah, that was big. It was big. Listen, that's a good defense. It's a salty defense, both in the run game and the pass game. It felt like we ran the ball effectively against them. I felt like we were able to make some big plays in the passing game. Again, I just felt like we left a lot out there. You know, we had those opportunities where, you know, a drive has brought us into the red zone, and, man, now it's our time to capitalize and get points. And so certainly I think we're better than what we put out there today offensively, but we did enough.
You won 5 in a row back in 2013. Number 5 was against the Bears back in 2013, just like this one. But back then, you talked about the balance. It was a different team. I mean, this is the first time since '09 where you didn't throw a touchdown pass and you guys win a game. As a quarterback who takes pride in passing the football, when you win despite all that anyway, that has to make you feel good, though.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's just about getting in the end zone, you know. So sometimes there's long runs that have got us down there, and then I get to throw a little cheap touchdown pass, and, you know, other times you throw a long pass down there, and then, you know, we run it in. But regardless, you know, it's the bottom line is, are we scoring more points than the other team, and are we taking care of the ball and putting our defense in favorable positions and playing complementary football? And if we can say that, then we're going to win a lot of games.
You talk about the defense, the way they're playing right now. How does that help your side of the ball and the way you operate in these games?
Yeah, I think it just we know that, and I'm not going to use the word conservative, but we know that we can just be, man, smart, efficient. You know, we can bide our time. We don't have to maybe be as aggressive. We can, you know, listen, we're going to run. We're going to call a shot play. We're going to spread them out. We're still doing all the same stuff we normally do with our offense. You know, we hit people with a ton of different personnel groups and a ton of different formations, and, you know, we're running the ball out of heavy personnel, nickel personnel, inside, outside. We're taking shots. We're, you know, spitting the ball out on screens. I mean, we're doing a lot of things that still make a defense have to, you know, really defend. And obviously the objective is to score points, you know, but also there's a little bit of a let's control the game. Let's control the game. Let's control the clock. Let's wear them down. Let's get points, and let's play complementary football.
But with that said, you still like throwing touchdown passes. You feel like, you know, there's still a lot of opportunities, and despite, you know, winning 5 games in a row, it has to excite you that you guys haven't played your best football in terms of the passing game, too.
Yeah. I think we can get better in a lot of ways. I think we can be so much better in the passing game, you know, and that starts with me. And I think there's a ton of other areas that I could sit here and look at and point to and say, you know, if we can pull all this stuff together, man, you know, then we'll really be, you know, somebody to contend with. Listen, we're excited that we've won 5 in a row, but you know, but we're not content, you know, and we're not satisfied with where we're at because, you know, you are always striving for, you know, what's that best game look like? And I don't even think we've come close to it yet.
Final question. It's the most serious question. It's our annual question. 4 kids in the house. How's Halloween going to be this Tuesday, huh? Costumes more interesting this time around?
I think Britt took them to Target, and they all got their costumes like a week or 2 ago. But I don't know if they've changed their minds or what. But they do all have costumes, and I've been informed that I'm going to be Dr. Gru from the Minions, you know?
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, I think Britt's going to be a Minion. And I'm Dr. Gru, and then all the other kids are just crazy stuff. I think Rylan is going to be a princess of some kind, or Belle from Beauty and the Beast. But, again, that changes every day.
I saw on the Jumbotron East Ventura. That's still your go-to. That's still your all-time favorite, right?
Yeah, that was one of Jim Carrey's first movies. That was like one of my favorites when that first came out, 1997, maybe something like that, maybe earlier. But yeah, I went as Ace Ventura. Kind of had the big whip hair. Actually, they grew my hair out for that costume. I had the walk down. You know, it was pretty good.
It's been a long afternoon. I won't ask for any impersonations, but I appreciate it. Nice game.
Yeah, thanks.
Drew Brees here through his 6,000th career completion, guys, the fastest quarterback ever to that mark in NFL history. Saints win 5 in a row. That's a story here from the Dome. Back to you guys in the studio.
Mike, as always, thanks so much. We will see you next week for when the Saints face the Buccaneers, who, speaking of, took on the Carolina Panthers this afternoon. Highlights of that, and we'll look ahead with Scott and Deuce as we wrap up Saints Tonight on CST. We'll take you around the NFC South, and we will start first up in New York, where the Falcons were taking on the Jets. Atlanta looking to avoid a 3-game losing skid. Josh McCown to Eric Tomlinson. 20 yards on the touchdown pass, and the Jets take a first quarter lead, 7-0. Second quarter, we're tied at 10 when McCown finds Robbie Anderson. Beautiful pass over the shoulder. Anderson brings it in from 24 yards out, and it's 17-10 Jets. Don't forget the Saints will play the Jets mid-December. Fourth quarter, it's 17-16, but Matt Ryan, who threw for 254 and 2 touchdowns, one of those right here to Mohamed Sanu, who had 74 yards on the day, 8 yards on that touchdown. Atlanta goes on to win 25-20. They improve to 4-3 overall and avoid the 3-game losing skid. How about Carolina and Tampa Bay? A breezy day, you could say, in Tampa as the flags are flying stiff at Tampa Stadium. First quarter, Jonathan Stewart from 1 yard out for Carolina, up and over, and the Panthers take a 7-0 lead. Jameis Winston, the quarterback for Tampa, has been struggling to say the least. He's been bothered with some shoulder injuries. Here, back to pass, Julius Peppers collapses the pocket, causes the fumble. Kurt Coleman jumps on it for the Carolina Panthers. Let's go all the way to the fourth quarter where it's 10-3 Carolina. Tampa trying to get something to happen. Winston, back to pass. His arm gets hit by Captain Munnerlyn. Throws an interception, picked off by Mike Adams. He then fumbles, but Luke Kuechly is there to jump on top of it. On the ensuing drive, Cam Newton, who threw for 154 and 1 touchdown, and here it is. Kelvin Benjamin, corner of the end zone, 25 yards, makes it 17-3. Next drive for Tampa. Now they're really desperate, and they've got to get something going. Jameis Winston, who did throw for 210, but he was picked off twice. And here's the second one by Luke Kuechly. Carolina goes on to get the win, 17-3. They improve to 5-3. The Buccaneers, who will play the Saints next, fall to 2-5. So let's take a look at the standings here, and here's what is very interesting. The NFC South has played the fewest divisional games of any division in the NFL. We talked about this 1 week ago when Scott was telling about circling the telestrator and showing you how it is so backloaded for the Saints. 4 of their last 5 games all come in the division. They'll play 2. That's when they play the Jets, and then they finish with 2. So it is really backloaded. But interestingly, the South has played the fewest divisional games of anybody in the NFL, but the Saints still sitting on top at 5-2. Followed by Carolina, and then there are the Falcons at 4-3, again avoiding that 3-game losing skid with the win over the Jets. But our focus right now will be on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the next one up. Of course, the Saints will play them again in late December. So as we get ready to say goodnight and look ahead 1 week, let me break it down on both sides of the ball and ask each of you about this. And first of all, let's talk about, Scott, on the defensive side. Tampa Bay's offense, believe it or not, ranks second in the NFL for total offense. They rank first in passing yards per game, despite the fact that Winston has been troubled. So from the Saints' defensive point of view, what's going to be the big focus as they get ready to face an offense that can really fling it around?
Well, they're going to be much more stressed in this game than against the Bears. There's pieces all over the field. When Tampa Bay drafted Jameis Winston, the next step you take, you get your franchise quarterback in place, then you put the pieces around him, and that's been their focus. They have a great receiver in Evans. They got a guy who can take the top off in Jackson. They have O.J. Howard, who is the best tight end in college football last year, and he's got all the tools, but he's coming along slowly. Doug Martin is a really good running back. Their problem has been offensively. They move the ball. They move it because they have all those weapons. They've been turning the ball over way too much, and that's been kind of Jameis Winston's issue since he's gotten into the league. He turns the ball over way too much. He's a very good quarterback, but you got to take care of the football in pro football.
But you say, Victor, they're 2-5. They got all those impressive offensive numbers. Aha! Let's go to the defensive side, where they rank near the bottom in just about everything in the NFL. Their defense is allowing over 408 yards a game. That's 30th in the NFL. They're giving up almost the most yards per game in terms of passing yards and passing yards per play. So let's go to our offensive guru here. The Saints offense now struggled a little bit today in Chicago, but got the win. But now you're getting ready to face a defense that can fling it around on offense, but their defense isn't holding up their end of the bargain. What does the Saints offense need to do?
Take care of the football. I mean, I think that will be the most obvious thing that they got to take care of the football and then run the football. I mean, I think one of the things when you look at this Tampa Bay defense is that, you know, they haven't stopped the run. They've had a lot of guys, you know, whether it's McCoy, whether it's David, you know, the two of the big free agent acquisitions haven't even been able to play. Safety and the defensive end, you know, the safety they got from Denver and then the defensive end, those guys have been upset with playing time. And so, you know, whether it's young guys making mistakes, doesn't really matter. I know both of the corners were down or out today. Saints take care of the football and then, you know, convert on third down. You know, 2 for 9. I gave them credit for a third down that they didn't convert today. They were 2 for 9. I thought they were 3 for 8. They have to convert on third downs to put a lot of stress on that offense.
It will be the third divisional game played in the South. The Saints have already played one. They've got that win in their back pocket over Carolina, and then Carolina gets the win today over Tampa Bay. But the Bucs roll into town, game 2 of the 2-game homestand for the Saints, and it's next Sunday. And as you saw in the graphic earlier, we will be here to start it all for you. Saints game day next Sunday, 10:30 in the morning. Our Saints insider Mike Neighbors joins us from the Dome. Scott and I will be here in the studio, and then next Sunday night, we'll be all right back here to wrap it up for you. Mike will be at the Dome along with Eric Ritchie to take you behind enemy lines as the Saints dive back into the NFC South, and they look to make it 6 in a row. We thank you for ending your Saints game day here with us for this Sunday night. For our Saints insider Mike Neighbors and Eric Ritchie behind enemy lines, Scott Shanley, Deuce McAllister, I'm Victor Howell. Thanks for joining us, and good night from all of us.